Hey everyone, this is Peter, KJ5AJB here. Welcome back to Ham Radio Crib Notes. Today we're going to kind of dive into a new SDRplay RSP1B. It's a software-defined radio receiver, and a few other folks have posted some videos on it too, and you can probably review some of them. SDRplay's got a lot of how-to videos on it, which is pretty good. I'll leave their link down below. So anyways, we're going to find out whether you might want to add this to your shack, or is it just another pretty box to have laying around. Here's what it looks like. So anyways, it's Saturday morning here in central Mississippi. Got me a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get going. All right, so let's start off with the status of the channel today. I'm up to 442 subscribers, and that's great. I appreciate y'all helping me out with that. I hope y'all are enjoying the videos, and you're getting great information out of it that you need. I try to come up with new ideas all the time. Sometimes I draw blanks, but if I dig around a bit, I can find something worthwhile doing. So anyways, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your buddies, mash that thumbs up, give me a like. We're going to start with what is the gonna do not disturb my phone, so I quit getting pings there. So what is the RSP1B? So it's SDRplay is the latest entry-level SDR. I think it came out last year at some point. I had been using the RTL SDRs, and I decided, well, maybe it's time to do a little upgrade and see what's out there. And it ended up running me, probably with tax and shipping and all that, about $150 for the unit, which probably isn't too bad for what it does. It's got quite a bit to it. So it covers from 1 kHz up to 2 gig. And it's got some over the RSP1A. There, I'll bring it back up here and show it to you again. Nice metal case to it. Back has a, let me see if that'll focus on it or not. Come on, folks. Okay, USB-B. And an SMA connector here, and that's pretty much it. Some rubber feet on the bottom. It's USB powered, which is kind of nice. So it's got a little bit of weight to it too, which is kind of nice. So this is the box it comes in. It's a pretty simple little box. Got a little window so you can see the specs on the back. So it's a improvement over their RSP1A. So one of the main things they did was they updated the front end design for better RF performance. They improved some of the filtering and shielding, so you have a little less chance of overload. Fairly decent form factor. It's a little bigger than the smaller USB dongles that are out there. And the price point is somewhat affordable. Nowadays, things are getting up there dollar-wise, especially if you're wanting a new rig for your shack or radio. They're quite a ways up there. And so their spec sheet is on their site. You can download it. I'll switch to that here real quick, and we'll get a close-up of it here. So it's an enhanced version of their RSP1A. It's got a wideband full-featured 14-bit SDR. Covers from 1 kHz to 2 gig. Comes in a steel case, for and has significantly improved noise performance. You can run SDR Uno, which runs on Windows. There is not a Mac version of that. You have to get the SDR Connect software to run it on the Mac. I also tried it with Cubic SDR. Supposedly the SDRplay APIs are supposed to work with Cubic SDR, but I could never get that to function because Cubic could not find the SOAPy files, the SOAPy SDR files. So I'll continue to mess around with that and see what I can get. If I ever do get it to work, I'll do another video on using Cubic SDR with it. But today I'll do a quick overview of their SDR Connect, and then I'll do a little more detailed video later on the Connect software on the Mac. It's improved noise performance below 1 megahertz, as you can see on the spec sheet, in the 3.5 to 5.5 megahertz range, 50 to 60 megahertz, and the 250 to 320 megahertz ranges. It's improved signal handling of HF frequencies, and we went through, it covers from 1 kHz through VLF, LF, MW, well, I assume that's microwave, HF, VHF, and UHF, and L-band to 2 gigahertz with no gaps. You can receive, monitor, and record up to 10 megahertz of spectrum at a time. You got multiple high-performance pre-select filters to minimize phantom signal problems. Software selectable AM, FM, and DAB broadcast notch filters, multiple individual receivers in any 10 megahertz slice of the spectrum. That's one of the things with the SDR Connect. You can have multiple of these units plugged in at the same time and selected through them all. I've also seen on the Connect software, you can open another window and tune to another portion of the band in that other window, which seems kind of handy. Get a multiple platform driver and API supporting Windows, Linux, Mac, and the Raspberry Pis 4 and 5. You get power over a USB cable with a simple, robust Type B socket. Okay, it does not come with the USB cable. You have to get your own, provide your own USB cable. I'm trying to switch some things around here. So I can, I'm going to get the cable and all right, I'm back. So here I'll switch back to my main screen and show you this. So this is the USB cable here. So your USB-A. I don't know if that'll focus on it. It might. To B. So that's what, it's like a printer cable. One of the things I suggest is you get one with ferrite beads on it. Keep noise issues out of it. I actually happen to have this one on hand from, used to go to an older KVM switch install. But I, you know, like with a lot of us, with cables and things, we keep one of them around at least in case we need one. And so that's what, that one there. And if you do a search on the web for USB-A B cable with ferrite cores on it, or just ferrite put on there, several of them pop up. I think Triplite makes one, and a few other places do. Let me switch back to the spec sheet here real quick, and we'll come over here. Let's see, I talked about the software. You can get SDR Uno for Windows. SDR Connect is Windows, Mac, and Linux. The SDR Connect software is also a server software, which I haven't explored that part yet, but you can actually set up a script on the Mac to let it run in the background. So I may explore that a little later on too. Right now we're going to mainly focus on the receiver itself. You can use a bias T on it, 4.7 volts for powering an external remote antenna amp. Mine I have connected to the DRV port on my receiver, so my my receiver feeds its antenna output to it. So it's like a little bit of a front preamp there in itself. It's got a documented API provided, so if you're a software developer and you want to incorporate the SDRplay SDRs into your application, it's there. And the last release they got on there is the strong and growing software support. They list all the different applications. They got amateur, industrial, education, and scientific, spectrum analyzer type stuff. Under amateur, it's got shortwave radio listening, broadcast DXing, which is AM, FM, and TV, pan adapter, aircraft ADS-B and ATC, slow scan TV, multi-amateur band monitoring, whisper and digital modes, weather facts, HF and satellite monitoring, geostationary environmental satellites, trunked radio, and utility and emergency service monitoring. So a lot of that you should well know it's going to depend on the antenna you're using at the time on the SDR. SDR Connect, they've got a new graphical interface on that. They launched that in 2023, so it's a couple of years old. It works fairly decent. I've had issues with it with the audio fighting between other applications on my Mac over there. And I think that could be probably improved a little bit, as you'll see in my in the video we got coming up here later on in this, where I go overview the controls and stuff on the thing itself. You got multiple notch filters on the software, synchronous AM mode, selectable adjustable sidebands. It's got a calibrated RF power meter with greater than 100 dB of usable range, calibrated S meter, integrated server for remote cross-platform access via high-speed LAN. Audio compact mode allows limited bandwidth WAN connections with spectrum visibility up to 10 megahertz plus multi-mode audio access. And hopefully they continue to carry on with that. They cover the SDR Uno Windows features here, and they have a few recommended parts down here at the bottom for antenna hookup, SMA to SO239s. So that's on that. Let's see. So some of the pros of using this, I've made a few notes. It's got a huge frequency coverage in one box, excellent price to performance ratio. It's got active support and updates from SDRplay. Like I said before, it works with SDR Uno for Windows, and you need SDR Connect for the Mac. And it's great for beginners and advanced users to get into the use of SDRs. And you need a decent antenna. Don't just expect miracles with a regular little whip, depending on what frequency bands you want to listen to. Make sure you got a good antenna, and you may want a front end amplifier on there too. To receive only. So if you're going to use it with your rig, you're going to need an HF rig for transmit and stuff like that. USB powered. Sometimes that's a little noisy with certain computer setups. That's one of the reasons I recommend that you get a USB cable with the ferrite cores on them, and it's USB 2.0, and hopefully in the future they'll upgrade that on their future ones, and it'll be up to USB 3 or more, or with a USB-C plug. Who knows? So let me move over into my other computer on my rig, my M1 Mac Mini, and we'll go over the actual playing with it. See, we get a few signals going there, and so we'll move over there and do that. All right, here we are at my computer, my Mac Mini M1 that I've got connected to my Kenwood rig here. And I've already launched the SDR Connect software here. And I was having issues between it and my screen recording software, but we've kind of got it working, and hopefully I can get through this because they were both fighting over the audio ports. So we'll see how this goes. So anyways, you notice in the upper left hand corner here, this is where you select the device. One of the things you want to make sure is before you connect the device to your computer or install the software that you want to run the SDRplay API, so it installs the drivers to your machine. Then you can go ahead and connect your device up and run the SDR Connect and go from there. I tried doing this with Cubic SDR and it didn't work. It could never find the device, and it's supposedly supposed to work. It's just not finding the SOAPy module for some reason, and I have yet to figure that out. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, once you got your device selected here, you just hit this play button here on the left, and she'll start going. And you usually, if this is your first time, it'll come up somewhere else in the band. And so I've been playing with this a little bit. I've already got a few frequencies saved. As you've seen, it defaulted to the last one I was using there. And so to the right of this is also a refresh to refresh that list if you didn't think yours was showing up. This is add a VRX, which puts another window there for you. And to get rid of it, you just click it out. So top of the screen here is your main spectrum. Bottom of the screen here is your waterfall. Over to the top right here is where your notch is. And you can adjust the width of the notch. I'll show you that. And this is the spectrum for your notch here. Right here is your zoom controls. So this is for zooming in on the band. Right here. So it looks like we may have a few folks out there chatting already. The little hand is to enable touch controls. I guess if you're using it on a touch screen. Your volume slider. This turns on and off your aux display. There it goes. And it's back. And they're both there now. This will close the sidebar out so you have a full wider view on the spectrum there. You have some other actions in here for remote devices, timed recording, and your preferences, and then about the software itself. Controls for your device are under this menu. You can adjust the RF gain there. In the preferences, I'll show you them in a minute here. I've got the AGC turned on. Control, I've got it set to lower sideband. My filter preset is 2.8K, which is fairly good for single sideband. Tuning step is on. I set it to 500 Hertz. I think it defaults to 100. And step snaps it to the frequency you're on there. All right, let's close that one. And your AGC and your squelch, different profiles under here. I did set to medium. Threshold, I left at the default for now. Squelch, I've got turned off. And white noise blanker, I guess we could turn that on. There's a threshold of 190 there. Audio settings in here. Audio devices default. Auto routing is both. You can select where you want it to go in here. Alright. Routing is both. Left and right. Noise reduction. Audio filter. And audio limiter. You can adjust your different cuts here. I haven't played with that too much yet. Your RDS decoder, the WFM stereo is on. De-emphasize is here for FM. Your low and your high cuts. Alright, so then we'll minimize that. And then we've got a band keypad here with the different bands. You see ham bands low, ham bands high, broadcast bands, and other bands. Just depending on the capabilities of the device you got stuck in there. And then there's a keypad here where you can manually enter the frequency if you want. Other options is you have a power display, which is up under in your upper left here underneath the gauge here. You got dBm and signal to noise ratio here. You can have both. S meter only, measurements only, or none. Your measurement is RMS or peak. Display your stats. You can swap digits, FM spectrum, frequency ticks, which is these little tick marks along the base of the main spectrum here. If I turn that off, you see they disappear. And peak detection is on. You turn it off. It's got a threshold here. Waterfall palette, you can select the different ones in here. And that affects your base bottom one here. I have it started at spec or EXT. Your spectrum gradient, which is at top, can be default green, red, blue, orange. I think the green works the best myself. Okay, on the right hand side here we've got your notch here. This is the display settings where you can adjust the FFT and the windows and all that. Under here is your noise blanker settings. You can toggle your preview filter on and off, asymmetric filter, and your notch editing. You can zoom in here, get a little better look at your notch, see how it's going. Down in the bottom here is your recording settings. I've got it, you can set it to audio or IQ. Source as your primary sound profile. Pre-roll audio, you can use squelch if you want to. One thing I found goofy with this is your start stop. So the round means it's stopped I mean, and the square means it's recording. I wish they would have made it like a play stop looking button myself, icon, different colors maybe. Give you a better idea of what's going on. In the bottom here you can see your diversity, IQ playback, your AGC levels, and different profiles you've got saved, which I have none in there right now. In your notch spectrum here you can look at your aux spectrum, your audio spectrum, which is seems to be way over here, your MPX spectrum, which I'm not sure what that is, or RDS, which is unavailable on this one, so I just leave it on the aux. And so let's see if we can get a little bit of sound in here, and we'll roll up through the frequencies there. It looks like somebody's down around 7215 or so they're talking. So and it looks like I'm not getting any sound. That's where it was messing with me before, where I had an issue. Let's see, audio device. So let's see if I quit and restart it and see what happens. It's probably going to crash, but we shall see. If it does do it again, I'll just do a short clip of it actually running. It's refreshing. Get the spectrum to update here some so I can see what's going down. 7225, I think. There we go. I had to play with the volume. Let's go down to 70, like right in here.
I don't know who it is.
There it goes. Somebody talking.
Well, I gotta go before it gets too hot. I just come in here to disturb the good Saturday morning. Yeah. Anyway, y'all carry on. Have a wonderful. Well, it's good to talk to all of you. Really, I ain't got time for it. I've been busy. I went riding yesterday, and we'll probably put a new video out tomorrow. And then I've been working and
go up here to
just everything. It's been a long haul. I'm saying, God bless you, Chris Sutton serving. K6 DHF back to net.
7245.
You start in 59 to 8 today, right before the 7 minutes. You know, for the 6-7 on the bottom there, and he wants to take out my.
Let's go to 238 and see if anybody from the iBank is on yet this morning. Yeah, I don't hear anybody on my rig. But anyways, that gives you an idea of the audio quality. I can go back down here to, you can roll your mouse wheel too.
Do you talk to the other drivers, truck drivers that are with the company? No, yeah, and the loader.
215 seems.
You know, we go in the quarry there, and they'll tell you where they want you, you know, to load you up.
So, anyways, that's the software. So I'll move back to the main computer now, and we'll finish up the show here. And so let me get back over there. All right, we're back over on my main desk here, and I wanted to go over a couple of things I forgot to cover over there, and I've got a screenshot set up here so I can kind of point out some of the deals. And let's see, we'll move over to my desktop here, and I'll show you that. So anyway, here's a screen capture of the window I did, so I can kind of highlight the things I missed here. One of them was this little window here. Also, if you click on that, that will adjust your display settings for here. The other thing was in the bottom corner down here. You can save presets. Once you get on a frequency band and you got all the stuff set up, you click this little star here and it'll save you a preset down there. So if you actually look here at the top one I got there is 14.3, and the next two are 7.238s, and the difference is it'll show you their USB, LSB, and your filter bandwidth, what they're set at. Filter bandwidth upper is set over here, and particular antenna, which I don't, it's on my DRV port, so that doesn't matter any. So that was a couple of things I missed. Let me see if there's anything else here. Not that I can think of. I have not figured out every little function in the software yet, but I will play with it some more. And like I said, I'm going to do just a dedicated video on SDR Connect itself, and we'll play with that. I'll get a little more familiar with it, and but so far I've enjoyed using the SDRplay devices. They seem to be working pretty good. The audio capture is fairly decent, and I just kind of like it. It's a big improvement over my RTL unit. I do believe you have more controls in there you can fiddle with to refine what you're trying to do. So anyways, from that, we're going to go into just a little bit of a wrap up here. So we'll see that the RSP1B is quite a bit of an improvement on the RSP1A, which I haven't used, but from the specs and stuff I've seen and the other videos I've watched, it's pretty good. Like I said, it runs about $150 with shipping. I got it from Ham Radio Outlet at hamradio.com. They're generally pretty good on their stuff and getting them out the door to you. So, you know, whether you're serious in this, playing with these things, or you just want to be a little hobbyist, and it's a good little project to play with, I do believe. Somehow I want to get it connected to SDR Connect. So, I mean, not SDR Connect, Cubic SDR, because I kind of liked having the rig control. And one of the nice things would be is if they incorporated the ham rig into the SDR Connect software itself, because I like the display on the SDR Connect software a lot better than what Cubic SDR offers. So if you're just getting started in this, yeah, it's all right. To me, it's like with a lot of things, like rather than if you just want to kind of see if you're interested in things, I would suggest you buy one of the smaller RTL SDRs just to see if something you want to pursue, because you can pick one of them up for around $35-40. But if you're going to get serious in this is a good start right here. There are other SDR receivers out there. SDRplay makes some other ones that do quite a bit more than what this one does, but you're gonna pay for them too. So this is a pretty good solid receiver, I think. It'll complement your ham check and station, and I think it's definitely worth a look. So we'll go from there. Anyways, we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to go through the signs here again. Don't forget to subscribe. Mash that like button for me. We're at 442. Let's hit 450. Let's go. We can do this. And share it with your buddies. And again, I appreciate you all watching. I just thank you very much for all your support. And we'll catch you next time. This is Peter, KJ5AJB 73s, guys.